Hello everyone, I am Dr. Parul Malhotra, Associate Professor, Jagannath University, Jaipur. In today's video, we will study about mass communication and social change. And the topics to be studied under this unit would be functions and dysfunctions of media, mass communication and social change, gender and media. So let us begin with this unit. The first we'll be talking about functions and dysfunctions of media. In many of the units or many of the videos, you must have studied about the variety of functions that media serve. But under the cover of those functions, sometimes those functions, they are not at times prepared performed properly or maybe in a wrong manner. So that is termed as dysfunctions. So let us study them separately, functions and dysfunctions. A society, first of all, introduction to the media and the society. A society can be defined as a community of people living in a particular region and having shared customs, laws, and organizations. A society, however, can be either homogeneous or heterogeneous. By a homogeneous society, it is meant a society whose members share similar values, language, religious framework, and ethnicity. Examples of such societies include Japanese society, Chinese, Red Indian, and Zulu societies. By a heterogeneous society, it is meant where there will be a diversity of people in terms of race, culture, religion, etc. A good example to cite of a heterogeneous society of US and yes, of course, our India, where you will find a lot of people from different culture, from different religion, from different regions, from with different you can say from different areas even, where they practice different kind of traditions and follow different ways of doing the things. So heterogeneous society is one where find people from different races, examples white, Asians, African Americans, Hispanics, etc. But follow different religions, speak different language. Though English is the common language link, communication is the basic link among the various echelons in a society. And let us come to the mass media. One finds that society's reflection in news and entertainment programs in all the media content today. At a micro level, one learns about various groups divided by caste, custom, religion, or creed, either through interpersonal interactions or through media programming. It is not uncommon to find references to various castes and communities in the media. To give an example, in the Indian context, media generally debates and discusses voting patterns based on caste during election times. Media institutions are a part of society. The important reason why the news media ought to be free and fair is its watchdog function. The news media is expected to keep a close watch on the government, business, and other institutions. It is expected to bring issues in the public domain for debate and discussions. It is therefore incumbent on the part of the government to not only protect the autonomy of the press but also ensure a free and fair distribution of news to the public. This is in the interest of ensuring that people who depend on information provided by media to remain updated and connected to the world. Media, on its part, is expected to share news without fear or favor and help in articulating public opinion on issues that are of concern to them. Media works as a channel between the public and powers that be. So let us look at the various functions of media. The first function is informing and educating. One of the primary functions of media is to provide information and educate the public. It serves as a platform for news organizations to gather, produce, and distribute news and information about local, national, and global events. Through news reports, documentaries, and education programs, media help individuals gain knowledge, understand complex issues, and stay informed about topics of interest. Next is public opinion formation. Media plays a significant role in shaping public opinion. It provides a platform for diverse perspective, allowing different voices and viewpoints to be heard. Through news analysis, opinion pieces, and debates, media influences the way people think, form attitudes, and make decisions. Media can set the agenda for public discussions, bringing attention to specific issues and influencing public opinion on social, political, and cultural matters. Next function is socialization and cultural transmission. Media contributes to socialization by transmitting cultural values, norms, and ideas. It reflects and shapes cultural practices, beliefs, and behaviors, influencing how individuals perceive themselves and others. Through media, individuals are exposed to different cultural perspectives, enabling them to gain insights into diverse societies, languages, traditions, and customs. Then the next function is entertainment and recreation. Media provides entertainment and recreational content that helps individuals relax, unwind, and enjoy leisure time. It includes movies, television shows, music, novels, sports coverage, gaming, and other forms of entertainment. Media entertainment contributes to the cultural fabric of society, providing shared experiences, emotional engagement, and opportunities for creativity and imagination. Next function is social mobilization and advocacy. Media can serve as a catalyst for social change by raising awareness, mobilizing communities, and advocating for various causes. It sheds light on social injustice, human rights violation, and environmental issues, encouraging public action and promoting social activism. Media platforms provide space for public discourses, enabling individuals and organizations to voice their concerns and advocate for positive changes. Next function is economic influence. Media has an economic impact both as an industry and as a platform for advertising and marketing. Media organizations create jobs, generate revenue, and contribute to economic growth. Moreover, media platforms are utilized by businesses to promote products and services, influencing consumer behavior and shaping market trends. It is important to note here that the functions of media can vary across different media systems, cultures, and historical context. The role and impact of media are influenced by factors such as media ownership, regulation, technological advancements, and societal norms. So these all are the functions of media, where we say that media helps us in informing and educating, media helps in forming the public opinion, it helps in the social and the cultural transmission of beliefs and values, then it helps us in entertainment and also in recreation. Media provides us a platform where the things like the issues like social injustice, human right violation, environmental issues, and other social activism cases can get a platform to showcase their cause. So it provides a forum for social mobilization and advocacy of the human rights, things for bringing the positive change. And the last is that is it casts a lot of economic influence in the sense that media helps to create jobs, it generates revenues, and it contributes to the overall economic growth of the society. But under the cover of various functions, there are certain dysfunctions also, that is at times media fail to perform those functions, and those functions are converted into dysfunctions. Let us look how. The first thing, as we said, the first function was information. So the first dysfunction is misinformation and disinformation. One of the major dysfunction of media is the spread of misinformation and disinformation. In this era of digital media and social networks, false or misleading information can quickly circulate and reach a wider audience. I am talking here about, students, the fake news phenomena that has been so popular, so widespread on all types of social media. This can lead to confusion, the spread of conspiracy theories, and erosion of trust in the reliable sources of information. It's that is under the cover of information that digital media or social networks provide. They are the most, you can say, the fastest means of communication, more than television even, but they are also responsible for spreading the fake information, the wrong information, the inaccurate information, which may create confusion in the society. And yes, this also helps in the lessening of the trust on the reliable sources of information. Then second is the sensationalism and the bias information. When we talk about that media provides us a platform for social advocacy or for the social activism, where things of the issues of the social cause can be heard and presented. At the same time, sometimes these theories, these issues are presented in a wrong manner, and they become a sensational and the controversial stories over the other important and accurate stories. So, media outlets sometimes prioritize sensationalism and controversial stories over accuracy and objectivity. This can again result in the distortion of facts, manipulations of narratives, and the reinforcement of the biases. That is, reinforcing any particular news story for a social cause is good, but reinforcing it again and irrespective of the fact, irrespective that the reporter verifies all the facts from all the parties involved, it turns out to be either a fake news or it becomes a sensational news, or many of them call it as bias. So it becomes the utmost responsibility of a journalist and a reporter to check the information for its accuracy, one, and second, for its objectivity. That is the prime importance, accuracy, so that you are not giving a wrong information, and objectivity, that is you are checking all the sides, you are, so that your story is free from any kind of bias. Sensationalism and bias can contribute to the polarization of society and undermine the informed public discourse. Then third comes the media monopolies and the concentration of ownership. Lot of information flowing from all sides, lot of entertainment things coming from all the media leads to the establishment of media monopolies and the concentration of the ownership. In many cases, it has been found that media ownership is concentrated in the hands of few powerful entities or the individuals, that there are few media giants in a country who are controlling all the sources of information, news, and entertainment. So, this can lead to lack of diverse perspective. There's a limited competition and the dominance of the specific news narratives, that is only the specific news channels are there, or the specific media entities, those who are giving a specific type of news, information, and entertainment. If there are vast variety of media, then public would have different variety of views, they would have more competition, and if there are variety of views and more competition, then there would be less chances of manipulation and misinformation. So concentrated media ownership can restrict the plurality of ideas and limit the representation of the marginalized voices, because the big media giants or media monopolies are always said that they only second the interest of themselves or the people, those who are financing them or those who are supporting them. So, in such cases, the representation of the marginalized voices, the suppressed people, is somewhere lost. So, if there are diverse media, then diverse information, more competition, and less chances of manipulation and misinformation. Then comes the privacy and the ethical concerns as one of the dysfunctions of media. With the advancement of technology, media can encroach upon individuals' privacy. The collection and dissemination of personal data, surveillance practices, and the invasion of privacy can raise ethical concerns. Media outlets need to balance the public interest with respect for individual privacy, rights. It is many times seen that to just gain TRPs and more advertisement revenue, media at times break the barriers of individual privacy, and they try to collect the personal data of certain influential people, which is ethically incorrect. It is only correct if it is in interest of the society, that some wrongdoing or has to be brought in the front of the public domain, then it is of prime importance. But if it is done for the personal reasons or the personal gains, then yes, it becomes a very unethical issue. So this has been seen recently that many media outlets are being involved in such kind of things, which is again a dysfunction of media. Media has been given a power to invade somebody's privacy, but only in case if it is in the interest of the public, if it is in interest of the society, and it is very important that such wrongdoing should come in the public domain. But again I am saying, if it is done for the personal gain, then it is highly unethical, so it should be refrained. This is again an important dysfunction of media. Then agenda setting and gatekeeping. Media has the power to share public opinion, where you will see or learn this concept of agenda setting in the forthcoming videos that talk about the agenda setting model or agenda setting theory, that media shapes the reality, media shapes the public opinion, and they set the agenda of the audience by telling them what to watch and what not to watch. They first of all prioritize the story, then they shape the story, that is the frame they give it, the shape, the form they give it. Audience will watch as per whatever is shown to them and how much it is shown to them. This gatekeeping function or this agenda setting function can at times result in the neglect of important issues, because it is the media who is deciding what to show and what not, and how much importance to attach to one particular issue. Audience just see the filtered reality, uh, and this filtered reality comes from the media. So it can at times result in the neglect of important issues. There are sometimes overemphasis on the sensational or the trivial matters which are not required, and at times exclusion of the alternative viewpoint. So this is again an important dysfunction of media. Then comes the influence of commercial interests. Media outlets often rely on advertising revenues and corporate sponsorships to sustain their operations. This reliance on commercial interests can influence the editorial content and create conflicts of interest. It can lead to biased reporting, self censorship, and the prioritization of profit driven objectives over the public interest. That is, at times, media outlets mostly they rely on advertising revenue and the sponsorships, and sometimes this advertising revenue or the corporate sponsorship at times influence their editorial content. That is, they are reporting on a particular issue, or they are maybe endorsing a particular brand or particular product or company is actually giving them the bigger advertising revenue. So then it becomes difficult for them to write anything which is not for that particular brand. So here it becomes difficult for them what to choose and what not, that whether advertising revenue or the editorial contents. So this may happen, that is key, if then advertiser or a brand is paying them hefty amount in the form of advertising revenues, then they find it difficult, and sometimes they influence the editorial content that we. So this is again an you can say a dysfunction of media, that they have to endorse the interest of the commercial their commercial counterparts. Then media fatigue and information overload. The constant bombardment of information through various media channels can lead to media fatigue and information overload. We see a lot of information coming to us through different media channels, a lot of information, a lot of news stories, a lot of at times advertisement. At times we feel tired of the media messages. So this is what is called as media fatigue and information overload. Individuals becomes overwhelmed, desensitized or disengaged from media content. making it challenging to separate valuable information from the noise. So it is important to recognize these dysfunctions and actively address them through media literacy, critical thinking, responsible journalism, and the promotion of media diversity and independence. Right? Now let us come to the next topic, that is mass communication and social change. Mass communication refers to the process of transmitting information and messages to a large and diverse audience through various forms of media. It involves the use of mass media channels to convey information, ideas, news, and entertainment to a wide range of individuals, often across different geographic locations. It plays a crucial role in shaping public opinion, mobilizing communities, and raising awareness about social issues. Here is an introduction to the relationship between mass communication and social change. Media has an influence on public opinion. Mass communication has the power to shape public opinion by disseminating information, news, and messages to a wide audience. Media outlets including newspapers, television, radio, and digital platforms play a key role in framing social issues, influencing public attitudes, and promoting social change. Through news coverages, documentaries, opinion pieces, and other forms of media content, mass communication can challenge existing narratives, encourage critical thinking, and promote positive social attitudes. Then we have awareness and information dissemination. Mass communication serves as a vital tool for raising awareness about social issues, injustice, and marginalized communities. It helps bring attention to various causes such as human rights, environmental conservation, gender equality, and poverty alleviation. Through news reporting, feature stories, and investigative journalism, mass communication informs the public about societal challenges, creating a sense of urgency and motivating individuals to take the action. Mass communication is a platform for dialogue and mobilization. Mass communication provides a platform for public dialogue, discussion, and mobilization. It facilitates the exchange of ideas, diverse perspectives, and alternative viewpoints, fostering public engagement and participation in social change movements. Through media platforms, individuals and communities can connect, share their experiences, and collaborate on initiatives that address social issues. Mass communication helps mobilize communities, encourage collective action, and amplify the voices of marginalized groups. Next is advocacy and awareness campaigns. Mass communication play a crucial role in supporting advocacy efforts and awareness campaigns. Non-profit organizations, social movements, and activists utilize mass communication channels to promote their causes, educate the public, and generate support. Mass media campaigns raise public consciousness, promote behavioral change, and create social momentum around issues such as public health, human rights, education, and social justice. Next is media literacy and critical thinking. Mass communication and social change also involve promoting media literacy and critical thinking skills. In an era of information overload and the proliferation of misinformation, media literacy equips individuals with the ability to evaluate and analyze media messages critically. It empowers people to question, challenge biases, and negative media landscapes responsibly, enabling them to make informed decisions and contribute to a positive social change. Mass communication, through its reach and influence, has the potential to shape the societal norms, challenge injustice, and inspire collective actions. By leveraging the power of mass media, individuals, organizations, and communities can work towards creating a more equitable, just, and sustainable society. So, through this, we understand that mass communication plays a major role in the social change. That is, it tries to influence the public opinion, that is by through news analysis, and through backgrounders, and through the editorial content. They try to shape the public opinions, they try to influence the public opinion. They spread awareness and information dissemination about various such causes which are of prime importance for people living in the society, such as on human rights, environmental conservation, and the gender equality. And there are many other reports and feature stories and news stories about all the social issues that are being prevalent in the society, right? Be it literacy, be it related to health, sanitation, or the recent agricultural practices. Then it also gives a platform for a dialogue and the mobilization wherein the underrepresented people, the marginalized section, may be represented, or maybe certain issues which are hidden in the society or some wrongdoings, they get a platform for discourse among themselves. Then it helps in spreading the awareness campaigns. A lot of awareness and development campaigns are being there that help to change the behavior of the people, be it Swachh Bharat campaign, Digital India campaign, Skill India campaign, literacy mission, population control mission, pulse polio campaign. There have been a lot of awareness campaigns in the past, and the future also they would be coming, which advocate certain issues and spread awareness among the people. Then media literacy and critical thinking also an important thing which mass media has tried to put in into the realms of the audience. Through all these points reflect that mass communication plays an important role in society and helps in bringing a radical shift in the thinking of the people, thus bringing a social change. Now let us study about a again a very major issue in media, that is gender and media. In more recent times, the influence of media on society has expanded exponentially and into ever diverse forms. Media has the potential to play an active part in shaping and framing our perception of the world, and indeed in affecting the nature of that world. Media is considered as a mirror of modern society. In fact, it is the media which shapes our lives and perspectives. Society is influenced by media in so many ways. It is the media for the masses that helps them to get information about a lot of things, and also to form opinions and make judgments regarding various issues. It is the media which keeps us updated and informed about what is happening around us and in the world. There is a need to learn to access, analyze, and interpret media messages as well, to create our own media. Thus, it is important to understand the role of media in our life, which begins with understanding the concept of media along with its functions, types, and the genres. Media is the communication channels through which news, entertainment, education, data, or promotional messages are disseminated. This is being said by the businessdictionary.com. Media is an umbrella term that includes all types of print, broadcast, out of home, interactive communication. It includes all channels that carry brand messages. It includes newspapers, magazines, television, radio, cinema, billboards, mail, telephone, fax, and now the internet. This media refers to the means of delivering and receiving data or information. In the other words, it is a form of dispensing information. The term is also commonly used in the place of mass media or news media. Media consists of the various means by which information reaches large number of people, such as television, radio, movies, newspapers, and the internet. As per the Encyclopedia Britannica 1980, mass media has been defined as means of communication designed to reach and influence a very large number of people. Genovese in 1960 defined media as a technological device, press, radio, films, etc., to disseminate symbolic content. In the previous slides, we have also studied about how the media brings about a social change. We also studied about the functions of media and also certain dysfunctions of media, that is, the functions that are turned in a wrong manner. Similarly, this is a hot topic that has been always being studied, gender and media. It is a very important area of study that explores the representation, portrayal and influence of gender in media content and industry. Gender bias, gender representation, gender differences, it always has been a very sensitive issue, and when it is being attached to media, it becomes a hypersensitive issue, because we just recently saw that how media influences the society. And if it is the gender part comes in between, or if the gender is being promoted or affected by media, then you can imagine how it can negatively as well as positively affect this particular representation. It examines how media shapes and reflects societal attitudes, stereotypes, and expectations related to a gender. Here are some key aspects of the relationship between gender and media. Media plays a significant role in shaping perceptions of gender by portraying men and women in specific ways. Traditional gender stereotypes, such as the notion of men as strong and assertive and women as passive and nurturing, have been perpetuated in almost all the media contents. However, there has been an increasing attention to the need for more diverse and realistic representation of gender identities and experiences. I have a one question here. That is, have you ever noticed that men are always shown as strong, whereas women are always shown as the weaker gender? Why? Why it is always being said that men are assertive and women are always nurturing? It is the men who are taking care of the home and the women are the homemakers, and she is always concerned with the help of the other members of the society, or the family, whereas the other family members are least bothered, or they are not concerned with the help of the women in the family. This has been always presented by media through various soap operas, through books and cinema. And this has been perpetuated in the media content as well as in the society. And this exactly needs an increasing attention. This stereotype exists in the society as it was conveyed through the media. It is prevalent in the society, it is being followed in the society, but nobody ever tried to change this particular stereotype, neither media nor the society. So next aspect is stereotyping and gender roles. As I just mentioned, media often reinforces traditional gender roles and stereotypes, depicting women in domestic and caregiving roles and men in positions of power and authority. Such stereotypes can contribute to unequal power dynamics, discrimination, and limited opportunities for individuals who do not conform to traditional gender norms. Challenging and breaking these stereotypes is crucial for promoting gender equality and inclusivity. Then objectification and sexualization. Women are always being portrayed as objects in media, in the advertising industry. This is being always very clearly and evidently visible, especially in the advertising industry. Women in particular are being objectified and sexualized in media, with their appearances and bodies given more emphasis than their skills, ability, contribution, even the fair color. That is, many of the ads have been portrayed that if you are not fair, you'll not get a good groom or you'll not get a good job. Why these ads are not made the vice versa, or why these ads are not made on the men, that if men is not fair, then he will not get a good bride, or if men is not fair, he will not get a good job. So we had in the past seen such many advertisements. When there was hue and cry for these advertisements, objections were raised on such representation, and the ads have been stopped. But yes, this kind of objectification is always there, and this kind of You can say a kind of a body shaming is always there. This objectification can contribute to the marginalization and oppression of women, perpetuating harmful ideas about beauty standards, body image, color, and the worth. Then comes the media industries and the representation. The media industry itself has been historically male dominated, with women underrepresented in decision making roles such as producers, directors, and executives. This lack of representation can influence the types of stories told, the perspective portrayed, and the overall gender dynamics within the media content. Then comes the media activism and the counter narratives. Media also serves as a platform for activism, advocacy, and the promotion of gender equality. Feminist media activists and organizations have challenged traditional gender norms and stereotypes through various forms of media, including films, documentaries, online content, and social media campaigns. These efforts aim to raise awareness, promote diverse and inclusive representations, and create positive social change. Media literacy and critical consumption. Developing media literacy skills is essential for critically engaging with media representations of gender. Media literacy enables individuals to analyze, question, and challenge stereotypical portrayals, to recognize and appreciate diverse gender identities, and to actively consume media content that promotes gender equality. Understanding the relationship between gender and media is important for promoting more inclusive and equitable media representations, challenging harmful stereotypes, and empowering individuals to critically engage with media messages. By advocating for diverse and authentic portrayals of gender, media can contribute to positive social change and the advancement of gender equality. Now, let us understand the role that has been women playing in the media, or how women are being represented in the media. Women are the potential victims of media's influence over society. The portrayal of women as sexual figures in popular culture is also a threat to the well being of our society. Frequently, women are depicted or portrayed in some form of sexual representation. This portrayal has created a standard for the ideal female image that women are compared to by themselves or others. Research claims that the sexualized images of women in media serve as models of femininity for females, especially young girls who are still developing their sense of self. Young girls exposed to these models may face future problems in mental and sexual development. Research also links exposure to sexualized female idols with lower self esteem, negative mood, and depressive symptoms among the adolescent girls and women. Now let us study them one by one, that is in print media, then in electronic media. Print media and electronic media continue to enjoy as widespread reach. They also leave their impressions on both general readers and policymakers. Events rather than processes make news. Most issues of special concern to women do not fit into the traditional concept of what constitute news. Women's empowerment should bring out a situation where women can use their fullest potential and capacity to construct a better human society for all. And media has a critical role to play in responding to these processes. Media commitment and support are seen as necessary for effective social reform and initiating various movements towards achieving a better quality of life for women. Gender and electronic media. The tremendous popularity of television and its ability to reach a vast audience with illiteracy being no barrier led to the idea of using television as a channel for information on development among several governments and administrators. From the mid 70s, television began to be used to promote development oriented messages among the Indian population, but there was no exclusive focus on women's problem and their development. In the absence of comprehensive media policy in India, television content emphasizing entertainment has grown to such an extent that today all television channels are oriented towards commercialization and exploitation of women's body and image on the screen. Most of the soaps show up in Indian television are sexist. Even the so called matriarch, supposedly the head of the home, shown in some of the TV soaps, victimizing the younger daughters and daughters in laws of the house and teaching them how to be good, ironically. All serials wrapped in traditional of male chauvinism discourage women to aim for more than a loving husband, happy children, and a modern home. She is portrayed as a glamorous doll whose physical beauty is her only asset. The sacrificing role of women in every serial is highlighted as it poses no threat to the patriarchal structure. Women are all the time shown as compromising and negotiating. Let us come to the advertisements. Advertisements are yet another prominent and integral part of television viewing. Due to its persuasive power, advertising is the best known and most widely discussed forum of promotion. Advertising persuades and motivates consumer about the advertised product, services or ideas. Advertising plays an important role in persuading the public to change their attitude towards a product, service or ideas. The constant flow of advertising images of gender, types of persons, social classes, and other groups influence our social learning process. Men and women are portrayed in advertisements according to the constructed definition of femininity and masculinity. To be a woman is to be feminine, and to be a man is to be masculine. There's a little room for variation or reversal of roles, except within the smaller frames of niche marketing. In the world of advertising, men and women have constantly been portrayed in stereotypical ways. Men are portrayed as more autonomous than women, with men portrayed in many different occupations as compared to women, but women being shown as housewives and only mothers. Men were far more likely to advertise vehicles or business products, job websites, while women were found mostly in advertisements for domestic products. Some common sights of women are seen in the advertisements show them cooking in the kitchen, washing bucket full of clothes, bandaging wounds of their husband and children. Men were far more likely to be shown outdoors or in business setting, while women were shown primarily in the domestic setting. Not only this, many advertisements also objectify the women. I have recently seen an ad of a shaving razor, which is being a typically used product by men. Women are being shown as an object that if you are using a particular company's brand of razor, then women will be more attracted towards you. This is a sheer objectification of a woman, wherein the women are not required in the advertisements of such products, but they are being shown. You will find similar of certain examples in many of the advertisements. The women are just shown and as objects or just being used to increase the sexuality or the sensuality of a particular advertisement. In one of the advertisements given by Amras, I will not mention the name of the brand here, you can see a very leading actress. She was seen in a sensual mood after drinking that drink, but nowhere the taste of the drink, the packaging of the drink, or the name of the mango drink suggests that it is a sensuous drink. It is a simply an energy enhancer, or you can simply say a mango juice. So there was no need for objectifying or sexually portraying a leading actress in that particular advertisement. So it has been, you'll find ample of examples in the advertising industry or the various advertisements that women are being objectified and portrayed as sexual objects. Women characters in cinema are often devoid of realistic projection and end up on screen as stereotypes. A good and ideal woman in Bollywood has traditionally been long suffering and submissive, who is very chaste and is inclined to make sacrifices for others, especially the male members in the household. The gender and media bad women, on the other hand, has been depicted as westernized, blonde haired, individualistic, and sexually aggressive, ready to lead men into ruin. The Hindi film industry has repeatedly reinforced the notion that the glory of ideal Indian womanhood lies in the tolerance she shows towards society and men, even when she is unjustly treated and brutally victimized. The narratives of Hindi cinema have undoubtedly been male dominated and male centric. Themes have been explored from the male audience point of view only. The heroine is always secondary to the hero. Her role is charted out in a context of any male character which is central to the script. It may be the hero, the villain, the father, the boss, or an elderly male figure. She is devoid of any independent existence, and her journey throughout the film is explored in relation to the male character. This kind of straitjacketing limits the woman's role to providing glamour, relief, respite, and entertainment. Though there are movies which are women centric, but yes, the number of such movies is very less, whereas the movies that are male centric, the number is very high. I'm not blaming the film industry for this, but it is a trend that has been realized over a period of time that women centric films, the women centric television serials are very less and they are all male dominant. Media institutions are a part of society. The important reason why the news media ought to be free and fair is its watchdog function. The news media is expected to keep a close watch on the government, businesses, and other institutions. It is also expected to bring issues in the public domain for debate and discussion. It is therefore unavoidable on the part of the government to not only protect the autonomy of the press but also ensure a free and fair distribution of news to the public. This is in the interest of ensuring that people who depend on information provided by media to remain updated and connected to the world. They should also use their judgment in deciding what is right and what is wrong, what to watch, what not to watch, what to believe and what not to believe, and what to follow and what not to follow. So here I end this video of mine. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you so much.